Welcome back, hockey fans, to episode 33 of Lightin the Lamp. I'm your host, Dola, and with me, as always, my co-host from the East Coast with the most, JG. How we doing, pal?
Hanging in there, bud. Hanging in there. Just don't really know how to feel. And all caused by the New York Rangers. But we'll get in. We'll get into that after the introduction here. But how you doing over there? Nice weather on the coast, I'm assuming, as usual.
I mean, it's chilly, but it's beautiful. We can't complain. I mean, Jenny went out to the beach this weekend with a friend, so I mean, she's still getting out there. I'm wearing shorts every day, so I can't complain. But yeah, man, talking about being in a glass box of emotion, pulling out a quote from the man, the myth, the legend, Ron Burgundy. But I'm feeling all torn up inside about what's going on and what we're watching from our boys on the New York Rangers. But just like you said, we got to get going here on Lightin the Lamp. No boot today because honestly, the boys don't deserve a boot right now. Okay, we're drinking, we're having a good time, having some laughs, but we're just going to get into it, and we'll light this lamp for you, fans. And I mean, it's what we need on this channel. We need the boys to light it up. We need them to light the lamp right now with a goal, tie this game up before the third.
I don't understand. The Penguins are talking about trading Crosby at the deadline, and we're going to get swept. It just makes no sense.
I think they're talking about after the season, man. I think they're looking at this season being his last run. And actually, if they can show themselves to go deep, maybe make a move at the draft, maybe make a move in the offseason, maybe he does stay. He did say he wants to end his career there, Pal. I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't. He just wants to win more cups. He's just not done with winning, and I can't blame him.
It's just mind-blowing. 19 seconds left in the period, and it's now 3-1. It's just...
Bro, you got to tell me that. I'm so far behind. Oh, no.
Dude, I'm so like... They just let Sammy Kapanen fucking back skate, forward skate, do whatever he wanted all around the zone, and then he just goes top corner on Kincaid. By the way, why is Kincaid in again?
Because, man, he played really well. I mean, after he came in, he had a lot of big... He had a lot of big-time saves. He had a lot of big-time saves. I would definitely say watching that game, he did earn a spot. Like, he earned a spot to play. I'll give him that. Boy.
I mean, I watched him play. He played great. But at the end of the day, I mean, let's be honest here. You lose 5-1. You got to go back to your guy. And right now, Georgiev is your guy. Bad move. Then that was just the ugliest offsides I ever saw to end the period by a Ranger. Just you sweep the Devils, you beat the piss out of them, physically, mentally, all over the ice, and that just goes to show you that you're one of the bottom teams in the division, and you beat up on a bottom feeder, and you are also a bottom feeder because every time we go to play the big guys. The Islanders, the Penguins, we shit the tit. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, we had one good game against the Bruins, kind of caught them sleeping.
Yeah, one.
And then
against the Islanders.
And then we took one against the Flyers, but it definitely was the B squad, JG. It definitely was the B squad, and just kind of like what you said, you come off, kind of like a close win against Buffalo, 3-2 win. And, not really a good win, but it's a win altogether. You get two quick W's against the Devils. Absolutely kick the shit out of them without Panarin. You have Kreider again getting an absolute another beauty of a hat trick. The team looks like we're firing on all cylinders. And then we just... shit the bed. 2 games honestly back to back. Like, what do they need? This is like bud, I'm sorry, you got to turn down the TV. Got to turn down the TV. I'm dying over here.
Really?
Yeah, man, it's blowing my ears out. I don't know what you got over there. The sound system's killing it.
I mean, I got a 75-inch LG on the wall with a Bose sound bar. I only had it on 16.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, but come on, like we can't put any momentum together, and that was our problem even after last season. We had all that momentum going into the playoffs, into the bubble series against the Hurricanes, and we carried none of it into it. Into this season, we carried no effort, energy into it. We had to find it, and now every time it seems like we inflate our tires, someone just comes and slashes them again. Like, I don't understand what's going on, and
Me neither. I'm in awe. It's ugly to watch. I mean, you're all. I'm excited as could be. Sunday, I wake up and I'm like, oh wow, the Rangers are playing again tonight, and 5-1 finish. And then I'm like, all right, we got the Penguins again tonight. Maybe we can come back and play a 500 series here. But looks like we're gonna have another 5-1 finish at this rate.
I mean, man, I would say if the Rangers were a team like Tampa Bay, they go down 3-0 to the Devils the other day, and then they come back with 6 unanswered goals and absolutely kick the shit out of them. And the Hawks aren't a joke this year. Kane has been absolutely
Dude, they did
on fire.
Wait. They did it the next day, too. And I literally was going to text you. I was with my father-in-law. I said, Frank, right now it was 3-2. It was actually 3-1. It's 3-1 Chicago. And the Tampa Bay scored the second goal. And this was the day after the 3-0, and they came back to win 6-3. They're down 3-1. They score the second goal. I look at my father-in-law. I go, Frank, I should bet it all live right now, Tampa Bay to win. And he goes, why? And I go, they're going to win 6-3. And sure fucking enough, with 2 minutes left, Patrick Maroon taps one in to make it 6-3. And they win the game 6-3 after the Hawks were up again the second night in a row, 3-1.
But that's just a team. Like, even the Hawks able to, like, kind of beat up on a world beater team like the Tampa Bay Lightning, which is not a joke to do. Like, they're putting in the effort. They're getting goals. But Tampa Bay just shows you that heart and that grit. And not even yet this season have we seen, like, a really great comeback game. Like last year, do you remember those 2 games, New Year's? It was like some game against the Montreal Canadiens, and then we had a second game
down 4-0.
Down 4-0, and I think we take them to almost overtime at 5-4. Like, it was like, what an absolute game.
5-4 in overtime we won.
And dude, there was that other game, Mika Zibanejad literally had 5 goals to win in overtime. And it was just like, so many stories from last year you just don't see. I mean, Brendan Lemieux's not even in the lineup tonight. I mean, let's be
honest, bro. Brendan Lemieux is no Trent Frederick. I hate to say it. Obviously, it was easy for Winnipeg to give him away for a reason. And at this rate in the Winnipeg deal, we've officially been fleeced. We've been fleeced. We gave up Kevin Hayes in a first-round pick for a playoff run for the boys, and we grabbed Brendan Lemieux. Wow. Brent, what did we get? We got Brendan Lemieux in the first. I mean, who did we get out of the first?
Probably someone decent. I would definitely say we either paired or traded that, or I'm sure we did something with it. I would check the stats on that because, kind of like the Nash trade, you don't know until you know what's in that package, and it could be one of the boys right now.
Nash trade, but let's be honest, we sent back Nick Holden, who ended up going to Vegas and becoming a juggernaut of like a 4 or 5 defenseman. Like,
dude, he was great when he was on the Rangers. He had a cannon for a shot.
Should have signed him instead of signing fucking Mark Stahl to 6 years, 6.5. You should have signed Nick Holden to 5 years, 3.5, and locked down a real deal. Could you imagine him on the back end with us right now? And I'm pretty sure he plays every night still in Vegas. He the last few years he's been getting a ton of ice time everywhere he goes.
Again, man, it's hard for us to explain. I just got to say, like, we just got to really hope here that we're going to start to see maybe some of these other prospects. I don't know if you're keeping track of Morgan Barron, but the kid is lighting the lamp for the Hartford Wolfpack. The guy has had a point per game, 5-game streak going. Every single game, the guy's on the board, especially I think he had the overtime game winner the other night, or I think they assist for it. So, I mean, big bodied, 6'2", 210 pounds, centerman I mean, I think that's someone we could really use right now. And I don't know how much he is in terms of a big body, but dude, whether we could trade for a big body, get a big body, we need somebody to start throwing the body around. Because even though we're watching the other game 5-1 against the Rangers. Did you see any big hits? I mean, Ryan Lindgren sacrifices his body every single night, but dude, where's the physicality, man?
None. When we played the Devils, we were in everyone's face. We were in everyone's face. And now all of a sudden we go play the Penguins and we just forget how to play hockey. It just
couldn't cross the blue line.
And like, to be honest, I think I've said this recently on this show. Like, to me, the Rangers Penguins rivalry, like, that was built from those like 2012 to 2016, 17 years between playoff series and just all the stuff with our, great players against their great players. I mean, Lundqvist stealing a series for us that year when we were down 3-0. We come back, we went 4-3 the year we went to the Cup, obviously. And, I just thought the rivalry was that much more intriguing to these guys than I guess it's because there's nobody left from the old team but Kreider. Maybe it's a little less intriguing to them. But, I mean, like, that series, to me, like, when I think Pens, I remember – the 3 and 4 and 5 years where we ran into them every year. We could never beat them. The 1 year we come back, we beat them, we go to the Cup. Like, we have a hatred, especially as fans. Like, I have a hatred for Pittsburgh that burns just as deep as my hatred for the Devils and the Flyers and the Islanders. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
The entire East,
It's not, bro. At the end of the day, the Rangers have some great rivalries. I mean, you're in New York with the Islanders. You've always had your nasty rivalry with the Flyers. It's a big-time rivalry. And at the end of the day, the Penguins are now a rival also. And we have the Devils across the river. I mean, we're in an area where it's very easy to be someone's rival. New York City's an hour and 20 minutes from Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Now you're a rival with Philadelphia. You're only 30 minutes from Newark. You have to be a rival with the Devils. It's the Hudson River rivalry. These teams are rivals. I mean, Pittsburgh became a rival through playoff series, but end of the day, like, to me, these guys should be playing like it's the Devils series. And to be honest, with all the young guys on the team that need to take care of themselves and step it up here, we should be playing like a rivalry every night.
Jesus, did you see that little face-off thing between Buffalo and Philadelphia? Someone just walked off the ice. I'm watching some replays right now. And honestly, that Reinhart kid is the only shining star in Buffalo. He is actually pretty sick, scoring all their goals. Jeff Skinner, man, talk about a waste of money. $9 million. I think he has one goal this year.
By the way, my hot take from earlier this year, not even much earlier. I mean, we spoke with this pretty recently. My hot take of John Tortorella to the New York Rangers, just found out the other day, probably should have known this being that we're a New York Rangers podcast. His contract is up at the end of this year. So my hot take might not be so hot of a take anymore.
Dude, if I had my dream of a coach, to be honest, it would be Joel Quenneville.
You're not getting him because you're not getting him. The Panthers are a wagon. He's going nowhere. The Panthers are a wagon.
But look at what he does. Look at what he does.
But look at what John Tortorella did with the New York Rangers when the New York Rangers were in this position. They had a ton of prospects coming up, the Callahans, the Dubinskis. They had a bunch of older guys that things weren't working out. They brought them up, and we turned it into a Stanley Cup contending team. They went to a conference final with the guy before he got fired, and Vigneault did what he does everywhere, goes to the Cup and loses. It's the setup. It's the setup. But I sorry, Elaine, you're a great coach, but you're just not a Stanley Cup guy, apparently. What are you, 0 for 3, 0 for 2?
I was going to say he gets there more than anybody, but he loses every time he's there.
Up 3-0 with the Vancouver Canucks, and you give it back to the Boston Bruins there in 2011, make it a 4-3 series, and let the boys come back.
Vancouver burns the city down.
And the Sedins retire cupless with just one gold medal. The Sedins go to the Hall of Fame? They have to, right?
Dude, they
have to. They're locks. Yeah. They got to be locks. But, I mean, look, I just watched it again on NHL Network. That goal by Kapanen just just lazy, pure laziness. It's 5-on-5. How is that man sitting by himself? Like, how do you 19 seconds left in the game? The systems that the coaches are teaching you, they disappear with 19 seconds left in the game, or in the period rather, in your own zone. Don't you just grab a man? 5-on-5. Everybody grab a man. Lock up. End the period in a 2-1. And now you guys are playing some crazy system. Fox is diving around. Kapanen sitting in front of the net by himself. What's going on? And this is why the Rangers are 500.
Well, dude, I think really the only good news that we can, I think, take away is that Traktor, what is it, Shelabinsk lost today.
They lost today.
Yeah, so I think they're out of playoffs at this point. So, I mean, at this point, at any time, we could then recall Vitaly Kratsov. And boy, do I actually hope that, like, that's an injection that we could get back. You know, maybe we can get a different Russian over here since Panarin's still on a leave of absence for right now. You know?
I was actually going to bring that up. I mean, we have a ton to still talk about. We're only 15 minutes in here. This is crazy. But where is our like, this is like where – remember when we were kids on your parents' big-ass block computer? What were we, maybe like 7 or 8? Well, probably like a Dell or a Windows of sorts, whatever the hell it was. But remember where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
It's like it was a TV show too.
It was a TV show, but it was the best fucking game on the computer. Sick computer game. But where in the world is Artemi Panarin? Like, Artemi, are you in Denmark? Are you in Switzerland? Are you hiding in a neutral country? Did you get your family out of their country? Are you skating? When the fuck are you coming back? Yes, I just yes, I just asked you all 20 of those questions. This is in all seriousness, no bueno. No bueno. You've been using the term en fuego quite a bit lately. This is no bueno. This is no good. This is no good. We need Artemi Panarin. Like, in a game like this where there's star power, he thrives. We score goals.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Zibanejad thrives behind Artemi on a power play, which we've had a few of tonight, haven't converted on. These guys thrive in all-star situations, and we don't have an all-star on the ice in an all-star situation, which is a problem. It's a problem.
Dude, I mean, you know, he's burying money all over the planet. He's stashing. He's having safe houses built, you know, just no ties to him through LLCs.
Is he living in, like, Donald Trump's bomb bunker, like where the ex-president is now hiding because the entire world hates him? Is that where
he's not at Mar-a-Lago? What are you talking about? I mean, maybe Artemi's getting some sun and stashing a few folks over there, but I think Vladdy is a little too close with Trump to let him stay there.
Did Sergei Bobrovsky get him a safe house down in South Florida? And are we going to see Joel Quenneville find a way to get Panarin to go to the Panthers so he could hide in a state away from Panarin down there where he could run into a South American country at some point?
Oh, just flee the nation. But
if he has to go, he's 90 miles from Cuba, maybe 150 from the Dominican Republic. He's got many options. Mexico's right there. He could go many ways. He could get out of here. He could get out of Dodge for sure. So, I mean,
honestly, if he wants to do that, he might as well just go to Canada and disappear into the abyss. I mean, I know the Dominican is beautiful and gorgeous and stuff, but come on, Artemi's going to stick out like a sore thumb down there. Let's.
Very true, very true. But I mean, at this point, we're just in trouble. It doesn't look good. 10-10-3. The 2 wins, great. The win versus the Bruins, great. But you win versus the Bruins, you lose. Then you win 2, then you lose 2. It's like, you're never getting like win 3, lose 1, win 2, lose 1, win 3, lose 1, lose 2. Like there's never a period where we're winning 2 games, losing 1, winning 2 games, losing 1. If we did that, we'd be in good shape. If we could win 2, lose 1, we'd be all right. And to be honest, the first probably we had a really bad record. We had a nice little run, coming up here the last like 2 weeks that gave us 4 or 5 wins here, but we had a pretty shitty record to start the season. You know what I mean? Like
4-2.
We're 10-10-3 right now. Like if we could put a string together here of winning 2, losing 1, winning 2, losing 1, we can finish the season 10 games over 500. And it's not the best. I wouldn't call it. It's a great division. I wouldn't call it the best division in hockey this year.
Really? I mean,
Would
I
you?
would say like I've been surprised that I feel like the Canadian division is a juggernaut. Just like watching some of those games, I would say the West.
Disagree.
I say the West. Dude.
I disagree.
I mean, Toronto's incredible. Edmonton,
Toronto's great.
Toronto's
great. Ottawa's been mediocre. Winnipeg is
I didn't
good.
say Ottawa. I said Winnipeg.
No. I know.
Edmonton. Edmonton
but I'm saying
is a powerhouse.
I'm throwing Ottawa in the fold and saying they've been mediocre because they've really held some good teams to some really good hockey games. They've lost some games, obviously.
I think you're also like not interpreting Calgary correctly, because I think Calgary against a lot of other teams, like especially if they played the Rangers, we would not play well against them. I think they would body us up. They'd play us like the Capitals. I think they'd push us around a little bit. I just think like some of those weightier teams are all just playing each other right now, and they're not really getting a chance at some of these maybe younger, faster teams that they might get a chance to beat up on. And, maybe it's like our division where honestly, you look at the Penguins are fast, man. They are sprinters. I mean, you don't want to get in a foot race with these boys. And that's what we've been doing and losing. And at the same time, like if you look at other teams, the Bruins, like all their players are fast. DeBrusque. I mean, Pasternak is sick. Marchand, Bergeron, all of them are just flying around all the time. Our division is fast. It's skilled. The systems they work. I feel like the Canadian division is just more of that old school hockey, big body, tough in the corners, and good plays in front of the net, a lot of shots, a lot of hard shots to the net. I like the division. It's just like I like watching that hockey, man.
I agree. No, I mean, it's a good – I agree with the – I just don't think it's as good of a division as everybody thinks because, again, like you said, like you have all these weightier teams playing each other. I feel – what do you mean? You have these Calgarys and these Winnipegs and even the Maple Leafs. That third line with Hyman, it's a big fucking line. Those guys are big boys.
Dude, Wayne Simmons is out. He got a broken wrist.
No, I know, but that's
like fucking.
That's why I haven't even. But we have. I like the division because it's all Canadian and these teams hate each other. They don't not like each other. They fucking hate each other. And you're seeing, I mean, the other night, Daryl Sutter started, I think the league. No, never mind that. The Calgary Flames have had 3 fights all season. Daryl Sutter coached 2 periods at 5 fights. Like, he is like, you guys are huge. You have Milan Lucic on your team. Like, what are you guys doing? We're going to abuse everybody. If we can't win with our skill, we're going to go out and we're going to beat up 6 guys a game until we wear a team down and we beat them 3-2 or 4-3. Or if we have to score 5 goals, we have the offensive firepower to do it. But we'll beat your head into the ice for 2 periods, 2.5 periods to win at the end of that game. And that, I think Daryl Sutter is trying to show these guys we don't really care if you have skill or not. We have toughness on this team and we're going to use it. And I'm excited actually about that pickup for Calgary getting into the Western Conference while we're talking about this Canadian division. I mean, I don't love him as a coach. I know he runs stale on players. I've heard a lot of talk about it through Spit and Chicklets interviews and things. So does
Tortorella. Let's be honest.
I know absolutely, but Tortorella lasts longer than Sutter. Like Sutter lasted long at the Kings, but a lot of other stops ended pretty quick for Daryl. But he is a quick fix guy, and they need a quick fix. They have a great team. Look at their roster there. Look at their defensemen, Noah Hannafin. They have so many good guys. It just doesn't make any sense to me as bad. They're like the Rangers. The Rangers on paper look sick. They look sick. I mean, and so does Calgary, and both of them are just underachieving. Actually, Calgary underachieving way worse than the Rangers.
But that's what hey, listen, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're underachieving. But I think that's why I think that division is better. And I actually think that Ottawa is underachieving for what their record's showing, because I actually think a lot of their young players are playing pretty freaking well. Tim Stützle, Brady Tkachuk actually playing pretty freaking decent, man. They actually got some great players over there. Ryan Dzingel getting traded over there, scored a goal in their last game. Like it's kind of again like that Rangers thing where they do have a lot of pieces that are now like doing individual plays, scoring goals, picking up assists, stuff like that, but it's not this team effort, you know? And honestly, I mean, again, like if you look at, I would say, if you look at what the Midwest League or what is that even league division called? With
I don't even know what these divisions are called. I'm so confused this year, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's a division with like Nashville, Florida, that Columbus, the Hawks, Detroit, all those teams, right? I would say that's probably the division that's most up in the air. I mean, you got some teams that are playing great, but I would say really the West is the world beater, right? You got the Avalanche, you got the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, it's not really much different than what we were talking about when we did our huge segment in the bubble, right? Like when we were in the bubble, they were some of the favorite teams coming out of it. I don't think much has changed there. You know what I mean? McKinnon,
No,
Kel
not at
McCarr,
all.
Mikko Rantanen. I mean, I love the Avalanche. They look great. They're a team that it has surprised me with some of the games they've lost too. I feel like they haven't quite figured it out as much as the Vegas Golden Knights, who just again, like, I mean, just how many seasons in a row? What an organization to start that they have just hit their stride, like almost 3 years, 4 years out of the gate ever since becoming an organization.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on this game. I think Crosby just got a penalty. Better have if he didn't. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, this game is.
He
I don't know
didn't
what
get
time.
called for that, dude. He gets away. Oh no, he got it. I was gonna say he gets away with fucking murder. All right, we got a peeper coming up here. You're a little behind me, but we got a peeper coming up here.
Well, it's 3-1. We need a quick goal here. I think we need some injection of some freaking energy here just, before we get too deep into the period. Again, we're not a team that I trust to go deep under 10 minutes without scoring a goal to at least get within one, to tie it. I got to say, that is one thing this year. If you want to bet something, bet the team that's down 2-0. Because I got to say, the league has been hot in comebacks, huh? A lot of comebacks, a lot of OT games throughout this entire season. A lot of great hockey, I do have to say.
Oh, it has been. There's been some awesome hockey, man. I mean, for a 56-game season, you see some of these teams really getting after, and they know what they got to do. And welcome to New York, baby. 3-2 here. 3-2. 3-2. Barrie.
Let's fucking go. Who scored?
Stromer with his 9th of the season on the peeper here.
Did Zibanejad at least get a little stat here? Guy needs one. Guy needs to keep building some stats. He has to get at least double digits, or else, I don't know, we're going to have to restructure that contract. I'm so excited. I haven't even seen the penalty get called. I have so much to look forward to. God, I hate the delay in California, man. Just absolutely shitty. But I mean, JG, how much? What else you got to talk about here about the Rangers? I mean, we kind of covered a lot as we've been going through in just terms of a lot of up and downs. I mean, one thing maybe I haven't talked about is just the shifting of the fourth line. I mean, between Lemieux, Blackwell, Rooney. I mean, a lot of different, a lot of shakeups. I think Quinn giving a lot of guys different time. Who's been your favorite so far out of the Rooney, Philip DiGiuseppe, Colin Blackwell? I would say there's another one in there. Brendan Lemieux, Julian Gauthier. We'll throw that.
I actually like Gauthier.
Brett Howden and Brett Howden. We'll throw Brett Howden there because he's been sucking.
The Rangers are buzzing right now. I don't love Brett Howden. I don't Lemieux. When we got him, I was so excited, and I'm less than impressed. I'm less than impressed at this point. I really am. I'm disappointed. I don't want to deal with it. And he's been horrible. He doesn't fight enough. He's not physical enough. He's not in front of the net enough. He can't handle the puck, and that's why he's scratched tonight. To be honest with you, I'm loving Gauthier and I'm loving Blackwell. And I don't care where in the lineup they are. Gauthier, he's not finishing enough, but he's got look, I'm watching it right now. He's driving hard to the cage. He's got a ton of skill with that size. And you see flashes of it, and I just think he needs the chance to really break out, and he hasn't gotten it yet. And I think he's going to surprise people. I think that he's much better than Brett Howden. I think he was a great pickup. I think you can let a Brett Howden go and bring somebody else up because of the fact that you have a Gauthier that you picked up from Carolina. But in terms of those guys that he's been mixing in and out of the lineup, I would say Blackwell, Rooney, and Gauthier are my favorite three.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We just missed that. Like Lemieux, you have to have in the lineup because you need that grit, but he's not giving enough of it. Like if Lemieux's going to play, go out and play like Trent Frederick every night. Piss off Ovechkin, piss off Crosby, get sticked in your nuts. Go be a jerk off. There's no other way to explain it. Be a jerk off and go out there and torture other teams. Be an asshole. Play the way I played. Make everybody hate you. Make nobody want to come near you. Get on the ice with you because it's just too annoying to do it. Make yourself useful. And you haven't done that. You were a first-round draft pick. You don't score. You got traded here, and you're kind of just lollygagging. You fight once in a while. Occasionally, you'll score a goal. I mean, it's just not enough. If you want to these good fourth lines in the league, man, these guys grind. Look at, like, Vegas. Ryan Reeves goes, bro. He goes all game. He's like a fucking train. He hits everything. He runs into everything, and he's in front of the net, and he ends up scoring 8 or 9 goals. Even though he stinks with his hands, he sits in front of that cage and he buries 8 to 10 goals a year. And Lemieux needs to take a page out of a Tom Wilson's book, a Trent Frederick's book, or a Ryan Reeves's book because he's just not doing it. And I'm glad he scratched tonight.
I couldn't agree more. Hopefully we get a spark out of him. Hopefully we see something different. Hopefully we see one more goal from the boys. I'm happy we still have, at least we could chase one more with 15 minutes here left in the third period. And you know what? If we could take this to OT, at least I believe in the boys. And if we can get at least split this and maybe we steal 2 from Philly, we're back in it. We're back in the hunt. We're back in the game.
100%.
And you know what? It's hard to get so doom and gloomy because I think we still have a lot to look forward to. I think, moving forward, we're going to maybe get a little more generalistic, maybe talk a little bit more NHL like we did here on this Light in the Lamp episode. And maybe we do a full trade deadline episode coming up here, JG, because I think, I don't know if it's going to be as crazy as maybe people expect it to be, but I do think once free agency hits, there's going to be a lot of trades between these teams. I mean, just from the rumor mill throughout the year, it's been pretty wild. But I'm actually starting to think some teams are going to get skittish right here at the deadline. And, you've heard the Crosby rumors, the Eichel rumors, but I don't think anyone's moving until the offseason. But we'll have a whole episode on that. But, JG, any thoughts for the fans before we maybe end this episode?
No, I'm just hoping, and watching right now, the Rangers are buzzing a little bit here. Hopefully we could, not come out of this here with a loss and grab a win. If we grab a win here, 1 game over 500, and we keep on plugging away. I mean, it's all we can do, and we could pray that Panarin comes back, and just got to keep grinding it out. And it is what it is at this point. I mean, but, it's been a great episode. It's been great to get on with you, and appreciate the fans. Like, share, follow, jump in with the boys here, and hopefully we'll see you in the next day or two with a little trade deadline action.
Yeah, fans, please, if you can, like, share, comment, and also find us on Spotify, find us on Google Podcasts, find us on Apple Podcasts. We're a little bit of everywhere. And also, if you go to lightinthelamp.com, we have our website live as well. You can go there and hear and tune into the audio episodes. See a little bit about JG and myself, and then hopefully maybe later on we'll have some merch if you guys want some. So, lots still coming with Light in the Lamp. We're still growing, but again, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll be catching you on the next episode. But cheers, JG. Always great getting on with you, pal.